Hello everybody, Glenn here. As one of my favorite YouTubers likes to say, here's my face. Quick intro on today's video. I work as a CNC operator at a big plant, and sometimes when that machine right out there is cutting for many hours, I don't have a whole lot to do in here except for keep an eye on it. So sometimes I draw pictures. So that's what's going on today on this video, me drawing a picture at work. All right, thank you. Okay, so I'm well into the penciling in process right about here. I did some earlier footage of me doing in some light pencils, but that didn't turn out so great. So I picked it up right here. As you can see, I'm drawing on corrugated cardboard. I find the surface of corrugated cardboard a really satisfying thing to draw on, and as you'll see later, I really like drawing on something that I can add highlights to and then they'll pop out real good. So corrugated cardboard is good for that. Also, I have a real interesting fascination for taking things that most people would consider garbage or trash or something that should be thrown away and turning it into something that's worth more by making it into something that's called art. And I like to do that with various different types of materials, newspaper, cardboard, and anything else that just sort of catches my fancy, old pieces of wood. I'll show you more of those later on as further videos come out. Anyhow, so now I've started doing the penning in with a Sharpie. Sharpies are great for drawing on cardboard. It really absorbs nicely and just flows really smooth. And you get a nice little interesting texture, I think, with the ridges on the cardboard. I love texture. I love accidental type things, and sometimes those ridges will create little accidental angles and lines that turn out to be quite interesting, I think. So at this point, it's starting to come together. I'm starting to feel like it's turning into something. There's always that time doubt as you're starting into the project of which direction it's going to go. Are you going to come up with something that's good, it's worthwhile to keep working on? I like to figure that out early on so I can just stop and go to something else if it's not working. I try to just really be really spontaneous with what I'm doing as much as I can with the style and sometimes just the subject matter. I think the spontaneity is better, but also at the same time, sometimes that spontaneous burst of inspiration doesn't go in the direction you thought it would, or doesn't even go any place good, and you end up with something that's just really not usable or whatever, so you just kind of get rid of it. I've learned to just get rid of them. They feel like failures to me, so if I hang on to them, then I just sit there and look at them. So if I throw them away, then it just, that way I can move on faster on to something else. It's interesting, the successes will add to your enthusiasm to do more, but the failures will take away from your inspirational energy and almost inhibit your ability to move forward with more. So That's why I just find it better just to draw the line and throwing them away and getting on to the next thing. So yeah, I'm really liking what's going on here. I start working a little bit faster as I get more energized, and sometimes I actually have to step away from it a little bit because I'm starting to move too fast, and then I'm not really getting the kind of control that I want out of it. Some pieces don't require control. Sometimes you'll get onto something, and I'll show you images of those later, or probably even do a demonstration of one of those later. But like the more energy you get and the faster you go, the better it is, just because it's something that requires that. Whereas something like the subject matter, what I'm drawing, requires a certain amount of control and rigidity, because you got nice smooth lines and stuff like that. So as a child, I drew very photorealistically. I was very controlled all the time and very rigid all the time. And as I got older and started learning the different styles of painting and drawing, and learned about impressionism and just the looseness of just moving and stuff like that, I really kind of started enjoying that. And I hardly draw in a photorealistic way anymore, mostly just because if I need a photograph, I'll take one. I'm more interested in making something that's got an expression or a feeling to it, or it's either expressing, just something that's inside of me, and just basically reproducing a photograph doesn't express what's inside of me, and really art to me is about getting something inside of you out onto a piece of paper so you can share that with the world. And that's just the way I feel about that. Anyhow, I think I'm going to start moving on to color. Yeah, here comes the white. I start putting in the white, and that really starts making things pop out. That's when you really start seeing some three-dimensional qualities start to happen. That's why I like drawing on the cardboard, and or things that have a color of some kind or another to them, because you can just kind of like add that pop. Whereas if you draw on white paper, it's pretty hard to make it any whiter. All you can do things, but anyhow, it's kind of cool. I enjoyed this part of it a lot. I have to really restrain myself when I'm working in this area here, because I start wanting to just throw the white everywhere, and then it really kind of is pointless. It doesn't have the same effect when you overdo it. You have to really kind of control where it goes, because it has to have those interesting points of light. If you don't have those, then really it's just kind of everywhere, and then it's just kind of messy. So anyway, if you enjoyed my video and would like to see more, please like, share, comment, and ultimately subscribe. And I will be putting out more videos. I've got more ideas, and hopefully my quality will get even better and better. I think the quality of this one's a little better than the last one, and we'll just continue moving forward. Thank you very much. Enjoy.